What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Life Jacket, where we talk about topics to help you get through the ways of life. I'm Bless.
And I'm AJ.
And of course, we're always going to start off with the win of the week. So for me, my win of the week is I got a new free stationary bike. I was looking for one on Facebook Marketplace, wanted to spend as less money, still try to get that work in for the summer, but ended up getting a brand new one and it was free. So definitely a good win and got to save some money in my pocket. What about you?
My win of the week was I got my tax return and I got some money.
Oh, yes.
So that's cool. You know, living in Maryland, taxes are a little crazy. A little crazy. So I was actually really happy I got a good amount of money back. So probably go book a trip and then save the rest.
Yeah, might as well.
I don't want to blow too much money
Yeah.
on the thing. So I just want to dive into our title for today, the silent battles, battling mental health in a hustle culture. And 2025, we are definitely in a hustle culture. You know, work, keep going. You know, don't stop posting on social media. We're watching other people and we see what they're doing, so we don't want to stop. But in reality, you're really burning yourself out. And so we just really want to talk about the importance of mental health while you're trying to progress and achieve your dreams and your goals, because what's worse than finally getting to that place, but you lost your spark, you're burnt out, you don't want to do it anymore just because you're just so burnt out from just the whole hustle culture that we're in.
Mm-hmm. And if you're feeling drained, unseen, depressed, this episode is for you. So we're going to first start off with what most people might not know that you're actually doing, which is what is hustle culture? So what do you think about that?
I just think hustle culture is the culture of I'm not satisfied and I have to keep going and I don't have enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get to this place in my life, but I'm not there yet. So I have to keep going harder. And I don't want to wait 10 years. I want to get it in 3 years. And so I just want to keep going. But while you're trying to achieve something in such a short amount of time, you're going to suffer from depression,
Mm-hmm.
anxiety, stress, high blood pressure. You're probably not getting enough sleep. And so we really just want to focus on, yes, you can hustle and get to your dreams and your goals, but just be wise of your mental health along the way.
Yeah. And now in today's world, like you mentioned before, it's glamorized. It's like if you're not hustling and grinding 24/7, you're lazy. And it's crazy because, you know, we tend to now celebrate being burnt out and as ambition. Like, oh man, he's grinding so hard, he's not even sleeping. He only gets 2 hours of sleep. And we think that's ambition. No, that's being negligent of your of your body, which you need. It's science. You need a certain amount of sleep. You need that time to relax. And granted, you might have the mindset of trying to progress and trying to be better, but at the same time, once you get those negative effects that are starting to affect you because of the hustle culture, that's when you know you're going down the wrong way. And before you know it, you get to that goal, you might not even appreciate it because of how burnt out you are.
Yeah, it sounds cool to say, yeah, I work 60, 70-hour weeks and I'm doing all this. But in reality, it's like, it's not really that cool. I mean, I get it. Like, if you want to make X amount of money, you may have to work those hours. But man, how's your mental health? How are you doing, like, mentally? Like, I feel you're going to be drained out if you just keep doing this work, especially if you're not eating the right diet, if you're not physically active. Like, that stuff starts to add up over time. And so, yeah, you're in this hustle culture and you might be making all the money in the world, but like, what's all the money in the world if you're sick? Can't even enjoy it. And so I try to tell people, like, man, like, although you want to get to where you want to go, just don't burn yourself out. I know naturally as humans, we're very impatient. So we want results very, very fast. Like, we don't want to wait 5 years for something that we think we can get in a year and a half. But sometimes you got to pace yourself, slow and steady wins the race. A lot of that comes from anxiety too. We're anxious, like, oh, we don't know if we're going to live this time, or we don't know what's going to happen. So let me just do it all now. But you really got to protect your mental health. You got to protect your peace, your happiness. And for me, at least, that comes first before anything. Like, I'll take less money on a job if my mental health is good, if I'm happy. So yeah, just if you're listening, just always remember, protect your mental health, protect your peace, your happiness. yes, we're in a hustle culture, and yes, you may be working on something on the side that you want to become your full-time business, but just don't burn yourself out along the way.
Yeah,
Be slow and steady, take your time with it, because it will come to fruition if you just stay consistent.
absolutely. And even for me personally, I've had times where, everything like I was winning, which I was, and I was posting my wins, making moves, but like in the inside, I was actually drained. I wasn't feeling the person that I wanted to be, or I didn't feel 100%. I was feeling, tired and weak and kind of depressed and kind of sad. And it was like, it's crazy because, like, yeah, I made those accomplishments, but at what cost?
Mhm.
And the cost was sacrificing my self care and my self help. And it's crazy. It's interesting that you don't want to like say anything to anybody else. Like somebody might see like, oh, you're doing so well, and you be like, well, really, I'm a little down or something like that, and you kind of don't want to open up to people because they're like, well, what you sad for? You just made X amount of money, or you just accomplished this, or whatever the case may be. And I think in that hustle culture, it's also hard to be vulnerable because people are only seeing the success behind things rather than the struggles to get there and the effects of that after.
And yeah, and hustle culture is a lot about money too. Like we're
Hmm.
chasing the bag, we're chasing the money. We're in a capitalist society. Everything's expensive now, so everybody's trying to make money. Everyone's
Hmm.
trying to make money as quick as they can, as fast as they can. You got to survive. You got to eat.
Yeah.
But within that, it's just making sure that you're not you're you're not gonna find yourself in a hospital with all the stress and anxiety, and your mental health's not good, and you're really not happy, and you lose the spark in what you want to do.
Yeah.
So a lot of the hustle culture does come from money. Like even like a personal story. Like when I was starting my life coaching business, like I said, I would post all the time, and I was just so drained and tired because I was trying to get clients. I was trying to get clients. I was trying to blow up really really fast. And then when you look at like somebody like I look at Mr. Beast or The Rock or somebody, like it takes them years to become successful. It just
Yeah,
doesn't
it does.
happen overnight. So I've learned to just pace myself and just, slow and steady wins the race. I am gonna get there, but in the meantime, let me not go so hard out the gate that I don't want to do it anymore because I'm not happy or I'm not satisfied anymore about it.
Yeah. And going to kind of caveat and going to what you're saying of how you felt, people can't see that if you're always smiling. And
Mhm.
so we like to call that the silent battle because we're
Mhm.
not actually saying it, but we're still having that battle within. And so, viewers, some signs that you're actually fighting that silent battle would be that you're exhausted all the time and feel like you just need to be in grind mode, even when you're supposed to be resting. Then you lose passion for like the things that you actually love, and you isolate yourself because you don't want people to understand your weakness. And so you're kind of like hiding from that and only pop out when you're winning. And I think those signs are very important to realize and understand that you might be fighting something that you don't realize that you're fighting.
Yeah, I think those are really good points. And I kind of caveat on to like, what are some things you can do to like protect your mental health
Hmm.
while you're going in this hustle culture? Give yourself permission to rest. You don't always have to go 24/7, 365, with your job, or if you work full time and try and do another job on the side.
Yeah.
Give yourself time to rest. Give yourself time to enjoy things that you want to do in your life, whether that's listen to a podcast, whether that's playing an intramural sport, whether that's going to a baseball game. Find time in your schedule for you. Going to the gym, like me and Bless, we're big on physical fitness. I think the gym is probably the number one thing you can do for your mental health, consistently moving your body. And now there's just so many things you can do. It's not just weight training. You can join a run club, you can run, you can do Pilates, you
Hmm.
can do yoga. There's so many different forms of physical fitness that can really help protect your mental health. And so I think that another thing too is physical fitness, taking care of your body, making sure you're eating correctly too. Your diet does play a very big portion in your mental health. Just eating fast food and stuff all the time, 24/7. Make time to meal prep, make time to like take care of your body. Your body's your temple. So just feed your body what it needs: physical fitness, diet, mental health. Like I said, um, therapy if you do go, life coaching, all those things kind of go into really just protecting like your mental health while you're in this hustle culture and really making sure you're prioritizing yourself.
Yeah. And then lastly, I would say is to redefine your value, because your value is who you are, not what you produce. And you being you is more valuable than what you're giving to the world, essentially, and for yourself, because this is your own book, your own journey, and your own story. And so you have to value yourself and to have that love, care, and respect for who you are as an individual, to realize that doing something for somebody else or doing something to please somebody else or to always constantly going isn't going to be beneficial for you in the long run.
Yeah, I I couldn't agree more. I found myself sometimes too when I feel really burnt out that I need to take a break. Like one thing I've had to fix is, I would just keep working and not take PTO.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a slave mentality we get right from our ancestors. We just work, 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 work all the time. We never take off. My grandparents, I remember I told them I was going on vacation. They kind of looked at me crazy, like,
Yeah.
why are you taking off? I'm like, well, no, I need to take a break, my mental health. But it's like that stuff gets passed down. So you have to really set your own boundaries when it comes to your mental health and realize, you know what, I'm burnt out. I got too much going on. I need to
Yeah.
take a break. So, making sure that, for yourself, you're taking care of your own mental, your own self as you continue just to move forward and keep going.
Yeah, I agree. And so for you listeners, whenever you guys decide to take this break, remember, you're not weak, you're not soft, you're not broken, you're just human, right? And as a human, you need the rest. You need to look back and evaluate yourself and understand the science behind the needs. What, like you said, eating right. Your stomach is technically a second brain. What you put in your stomach affects your brain. What's in your brain affects the way you are. It's all connected. And so just remember to take care of yourself.
Yeah. And so I think for closing remarks, about to say, take care of yourself, take care of your mental, learn to prioritize yourself because no one's going to take care of you more than you. And whatever that may be, if you need to cut off some friends, if you need to isolate, do what you need to do to take care of yourself because no one's going to care about you more than you. So
Yeah.
I think that's all we have for this time. And until next time, peace.
Peace.